Hey, how's it going, guys? We're going to go over the new InvestiShare trading journal. It's pretty straightforward and how it all works, but there's some parts of it that are a little bit unique compared to other trading journals because I kind of went overboard with certain sections. This is going to be completely free for you guys to use. So in the description down below, just click on the Excel link and you'll get access to it from here. All you got to do on the top left-hand side for you to have your own private copy that no one else can see is just click on File, then Make a Copy. And then it'll pull everything and give you your own version of it. So here this is the dashboard section, the main page. If you are new to Google Sheets, basically if you want to zoom in and zoom out, press and hold Control plus, it'll zoom in, and Control minus to zoom out. That way, if you have someone, if you have a problem with your eyesight, you can just zoom in through there. But anyways, this is all pulling data from other tabs and sections within this journal. So, for example, your total net worth is pulling data from 3 different pages, and your account goal is pulling it from your journal spreadsheet. So that all these things you do not need to edit. It's all being automated and done for you, okay? So don't need to stress about making any updates to any of this stuff, the graphs or anything like that. It's all done in the background based on things that you're editing on other pages that are a lot more easier to manage. But the first thing I want to go over, we're just going to go through it in order. We're going to go through the spreadsheet. So if you click on the journal spreadsheet section, it'll bring you right to this page. I have an example filled out for you guys on a trade I did in December 30th. So here, basically you can input your own image. If you are unfamiliar with how to insert an image onto Excel, all you got to do is click on this box, one of these boxes, and go over here, click on Insert, go down to Image. You can insert image in cell, which will automatically try to size it to that cell, or you can insert image over the cells, which will kind of act like a layer over top like this. So if it's easier for you to do it that way, you can do it that way, whatever is best for you. And you'll notice that it's kind of noisy when you're starting to get to, let's say, like trade 12, and you don't know what trade you're currently at. Or if you start, I would recommend tracking it, but there's another section that will track what currently you're at with your trade. Sorry, I got like tongue-tied there. You type in Control F, and you'll see this pop up on the right-hand side where it says Find in Sheet. So you can type in, let's say you're on trade 12. You just type in 0, 1, 2, and it'll bring you right to trade 12 over here. So you don't have to like scroll down and hunt for stuff. And then from here, you'll notice that there's a faint yellow text and then there's white text. The faint yellow is what you can edit. The white, I do not recommend editing because it is code. And if you mess around with it, it's going to break your journal basically. Anyways, so you type in what asset you're trading, the ticker, when you entered, when you exited, the date, the time frame of like what kind of candle time frames you're looking at that required you to wait for a close before entering, and your leverage, your P&L, which is your profit and losses, and then your fees. And it's going to take that data, and if you have a profitable P&L, then it's going to tell you that you won the trade, and it'll track that you entered the trade, and it will tell you what your current win rate is at the top here. And once you get your 50 to 100 trades logged, either in a paper trading setting or in a small balance like $100 setting, then you can use this information to tell you whether or not you're actually ready to try to take it a step further and move out of paper trading into with real funds, a live account, or to add more funds to your account. So this is something I recommend doing before going all out on trying to quit your job and stuff like that. This is a realistic way of tracking your progress. And if you find that you're failing trying to trade a certain asset or a certain setup, then you can log that trade and you can bring it to a coach a professional, either myself or another coach that you might be aware of, and they can go through it much more detail with you and find out why you've lost and work with you and to prevent those losses from happening again. And you'll notice your win rate improve more and more over time. And that's not something you can normally do unless you log your trades. So if you have a community that you can work with or a coach that you can work with, then I highly recommend logging your trades, because it's going to dramatically improve your speed in improving as a trader. So you type in your account balance here, what you're starting with, your account balance goal, and then what you're currently trading with here. This will also automatically add together what your balance is as well, based on the current progress. But if you want to get rid of that, just get rid of the code there and you can just type it in there. And this is where you'll type in your notes about your trade. And then this will automatically reference the data that you have here to tell you whether or not it was a win or a loss. And then right here on the right hand side is a stop loss and budget management calculator. And basically what I mean is, if you are, especially if you're just starting out as a trader, you should have your losses consistent. If you're trading with a $5,000 account, for example, and you're risking to lose 1%, which most traders should be, your goal is to make it so that if you lose a trade, you're only going to be losing $50 while you're trying to aim to gain about $100. So your risk to reward ratio should always be a 1 to 2 or better. So because of that, your stop loss is going to suggest a different amount of leverage or position size based on your stop loss suggestion in the market. So if you say, for example, you entered a long and you want to put your stop loss below the most recent swing low, and it suggests that you're going to lose about 1.4%, then when you enter, you should be only entering with $3,571.43. So if your stop loss gets hit, it should only be about a $50 loss plus fees. Now your leverage suggestion is going to fluctuate. Right now it is below 1. If it's below 1, that means it's going to recommend for you to reduce your position size. Now, if you found a setup, let's say, for example, you trade with Fibonacci's, valley areas, and you're really good at catching the exact bottom, then you might have the opportunity to have a really tight stop loss. So you can have like a stop loss suggestion of 0.1%, and it would recommend for you to use something like 10x leverage with the $5,000 account. So it'll act as $50,000, but you'd still only be losing $50 plus fees if your stop loss got hit. So this helps you control your risk management in a professional way, so you can see your wins actually outweigh your losses. If you have a win rate above 30%, which is all you need to be profitable, is a 30% win rate if you are focusing on trades with a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio or better. So that's that. Sorry if that was a bit of a mouthful, but this is the journal spreadsheet area. And what's going to happen is it's going to log this data. Over here, you're going to see a journal growth log. If you click on that, it's going to pull all that data from that spreadsheet that we were just on and put it here for you. And from here, you can have a good idea of which trade you're currently on. So if you don't see any progress yet or any P&L or fees or anything like that, then you know you're on trade number 2. So if you're going to try to find what trade you're currently on, you just type in Control F002, and then you'll be brought to your current trade. And it's also tracking what percentage you have left to reach your goal that you have set up on your journal spreadsheet right here. So based on your starting account balance or what your current balance is currently at, it's going to be able to tell how close you are to your goal, basically. So this is just a more easier spread out of your trade progress through here. And this is the data that's being extracted to the journal over here to basically tell you a visual representation of what's going on with your account growth. So this will update as your journal updates. Now, let's go to the rulebook. When you click on Rulebook over here, It'll bring you to this. Now, these are rules that I use to enter a trade when we're inside of a formation structure. And so you'll see that I got my long and short rules, my exit rules for my long, my exit rules for my short, my bias control rules, so I can know if I should be focusing on longs or if I should be focusing on shorts. But you guys can update this to your own strategy. This strategy here's got a 89% win rate. So if you want to copy the strategy, go for it. I just want everyone to be successful. So if you need more help with this, you can reach out to me in the InvestiShare Discord. Anyways, so this is the rulebook. You can update this to your own strategy in any way you want. You can add more for separate strategies if you trade more than one strategy as well. I trade 2 strategies, but I just figured I'd just add the primary one that I use when we're trading inside of formations. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is the buy average calculator. Now, this one here is adaptable based on whatever asset you want to trade. So you can change this to fit with any asset. So how it works is basically you're going to have these 2 rows. These are the only 2 rows that you need to edit out of all these 4 rows here. This is all pulling data from what you've inputted to give you what your current average is and what your current P&L is currently at too. And you type in how much of the asset you've bought. So you can type in 1 for $10,000, and here you can type in 2 for $15,000, and then your average would be 13,333. And based on the current value of the asset, which is what you type in right here on the bottom right hand side. This is more of a Bitcoin type of example here. Based on the current value of the asset, yeah, it'll be able to tell you what you're currently at. So this is something you're gonna have to update on your own. You have to look at the price of Bitcoin, and today it's almost at 48,000 finally. So from that update, you can see that we're up like 360% on this example. Now, there's another thing here as well that I added. Is some people struggle with knowing when to take their seed investment out of an asset after they got some profits in. They're the price is currently really distant from their entry, and they need to know how much they can take out. I normally recommend to try to withdraw your seed investment as soon as you can, while also keeping really good exposure to the market. So once you're above certain assets, you're going to be able to get up 50 to 100% before doing this. But if you're doing something like in stocks and you're doing this as accumulation strategy, then you normally don't get that kind of opportunity. But it'll tell you how much, if you were to take out your seed investment, which is your total amount that you put into an asset for, anyways, they'll tell you how much of the asset you'll have left over after taking out your seed investment. So you can see how much tokens or shares, whether you're trading stocks or cryptocurrency, that you'd have left over. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Now this one is an actual live feed to Bitcoin's price action. So if you want to have a DCA calculator for Bitcoin, this is actually linked to a section inside the spreadsheet that will give you a live feed to Bitcoin. So you can see it updating. It updates every 20 minutes from the source that we have. So it's not going to be an instantaneous live feed, but every 20 minutes you're going to see an update of what your current progress is. So you can't use this for this one, at least. You can't use this for like short-term scalping DCA type of strategy, but you can use it for like long-term holdings and still be safe to use it. Now this one here, if you are fast at updating, you can technically use this for scalping, but I don't normally recommend adding to a losing position. Anyways, so this is a Bitcoin DCA calculator. Now you can clone this by going over here, copying this whole thing here, and you press Control C, or you can right click on copy, and there's 4 rows, 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to find 4 columns over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just paste that, and you create yourself a clone. And what you can do with this is if you have another asset you want to have linked to this graph, then all you have to do is click on here, type in equals, and let's say you want to make a DCA calculator for like Cosmos, when you go over to the investment and debt tracker section right here at the bottom, I know it's hard to see my mouse, but you click on that and you'll be able to actually click on the current value section under cryptocurrency holdings under Cosmos, and they'll give you a live feed of the Cosmos price action. All of these here are a live feed connection to the valuation of these assets. And I will show you how you can add more as well. So now you can see that the current value of the asset is $9.87. And it'll track that every 20 minutes. You'll see an update. So all you got to do is update this to say Cosmos after creating that kind of calculator, and you're set. I'm just going to delete this. And there. All right, cool. So you can go over that section again, over and over again. I'm going to have like a chapters little thing down below the YouTube video, so you guys can like refer to this in the future if you don't know how to do what I just did there. Anyways, now the last little section, when we go to the journal, you'll see that there's this asset tracker that basically tracks your portfolio. And this is also a live feed connection to this page right here that we were just on under investments and debt tracker. Now here, you're going to be able to put in your personal expenses, what your debt, you're currently at with your debt situation, so you can monitor it and you can try to improve by bringing down your debt. Now, if you're someone who's into trading, I normally recommend, putting 20% of what you earn from your surplus of your account into your debt, so you can reduce your monthly expenses. But anyways, here you just type in your expense, what you pay each month, the due dates, you can keep track of that, the average cost over a 12-month period of what that will cost you. And then what will happen is, on the right-hand side here, is it will tell you how much you're going to need to invest roughly into a dividend stock portfolio to cover those expenses. So for example, I got like a $45 bill with a phone. I would need to invest about $11,800 into a dividend stock portfolio to pay that phone for the rest of my life. Like, it's going to cover the expense of my phone every month from the quarterly dividends that I receive. So as these add up and progress, like as you start filling this sheet out, you're going to see exactly what you're going to need to cover your expenses with a dividend stock portfolio. And this will help you have a target of what you'll need in order to completely retire with a dividend stock portfolio and live off passive income. You'll notice that down below here in this little section, that is 3 times the amount that's suggested here. And the reason being is because if you have a dividend portfolio that is worth more than what you need to cover your expenses, you're going to be able to handle the drawdowns when the market has crashes. The assets that I've chosen as an example down below are ones that are constantly in an uptrend, but there's going to be periods where we have big giant crashes. Like if you look at the S&P 500, it's always in an uptrend, but there's periods where we create that new high, like lower high, but it's a big giant drop. And you want to make sure that you have a portfolio that will be able to handle those drops and still pay you what you need for your expenses, so you don't have to worry about working anymore. So that's the idea behind this here. It's just to help you guys guide you in how much you'll need to save up for in order to eliminate those costs. Anyways, so there we have this debt tracker here. It's the opposite idea of trying to, this anyways. So yeah, debt, you're going to type in how much you owe in debt here, and you type in your interest. And then what's going to automatically fill for you is how much interest that debt is costing you, so you can be aware of how much certain debt values are costing you per month and per year. So you can use this as a tool to say, okay, I want to focus on this debt because it's higher interest, which is the avalanche strategy, to focus on stuff that is the higher interest, to pay it down, to reduce your costs per month in expenses. Now there's the snowball strategy, which is to focus on the one with the lower balance. So you have more capital free. Let's say, for example, you paid off a credit card that's $1,000 and it was charging you like $20 a month or something in interest. Then you can focus on paying off that credit card first, and then whatever you normally would pay towards it in interest, you could focus that money, pretend you're still paying that bill, and target another expense so that expense goes down faster as well. And that's the snowball effect. So yeah, you just type in the balance, what it is, the interest, and it'll tell you how much it's costing per month. For example, I pay $1,500 a month on my mortgage, and unfortunately, only about $400 to $500 of that actually goes down towards the principal. The rest is interest, because the interest rates right now are just ridiculous. So this is to help you be more aware of your debt so you can drill down and focus on it. Now, the cryptocurrency holdings section, I created a example portfolio of $10,000. If I had no choice and I didn't know anything about TA, I didn't know anything about how to properly invest or when to properly buy anything, and I had no choice but to buy right now, just to be clear, this is how I would invest that $10,000. And you just type in the amount that you invested here, the amount that you own in tokens or coins, and then it will tell you what the current value is. This is a live feed of the current value right here. And then it will show you what your balance currently is based on the amount of tokens you own against the current value. And you'll see how much it's worth versus how much you invested. So you have an idea of how much profits you currently are in. Now, if you want to add another asset to this and it's not listed on here, so long as it's listed on CoinMarketCap, you can actually pull a feed onto here, and I'm going to show you really quick how to do it. It's pretty simple. I got it set up so that all you got to do is right click, add a new row, insert row above, and then type in the assets you want to have here. So let's say, let's go with, what's not on here? Let's go with FTM, so Phantom. So let's go with FTM right here. And let's say you invested $100 or something. Okay. And then you click and drag. See, whenever you click on these boxes, you'll see there's an anchor right here. You just click on that anchor and then you drag it down, and then it'll copy the cell above. But it also copies the code if there's any code inside that cell. So if you invested, let's say $100 into Phantom, and you only got like 300 from it, and the current value, what's going to happen is when you click and drag this anchor down, is it's actually going to pull the same code required for us to find this ticker against CoinMarketCap, and it'll tell you the current value of it. So the only thing that needs to be correct in order for this to work is the ticker needs to be available on CoinMarketCap. So Phantom is available on CoinMarketCap, so it's able to pull that data from CoinMarketCap for you. And then same thing, click and drag this anchor here, and it'll tell you what your current balance is. So you'll be up like $20 in this example. Now, sorry for coughing there, but here you can also add the logo. All you gotta do to add logo is click on this box, insert, then go to image, and insert image in cell. And then you'll notice that it'll be a little bit smaller. It'll look like something like that. All you gotta do is adjust the cell. If you have OCD like me, then you just adjust the cell to be the same size of what it needs to be in order for it to work. In order for it to be in sync with the other ones, I mean. The best place to get the proper logo is just to go over to CoinMarketCap. Show you a quick example. Go to cryptocurrencies, ranking. Let's go to FTM. Right, and just right click on the top left hand side where this the Phantom ticker is and name, and just click save image as, and then you'll pull that image and you can just insert it inside the sheet for you there. And then you're all set. Just wait for it to render. That's weird. It's like you guys, it's gonna refresh. There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so then once you're done that, you have a new asset on there and you can have it track live for you. And I'm just gonna delete this row. All right, cool. Now the dividend stock holdings, same kind of concept, except it's pulling from Google Finance. So it's pulling the ticker of the assets from Google Finance to give you a live feed, which normally takes about 20 minutes as well for it to update. And this will tell you, like, based on the amount that you've invested, and how much you own, what your balance will be, and based on the dividend yield percentage, how much you should make per quarter and per year with that asset by holding it. So it'll give you a live feed of example of basically what you should expect per quarter with that asset in terms of your dividend payouts. And then the real estate section here as well. So you can just type in the buy value if you're into real estate, how much your down payment is, and the down payment against your buy value. It'll tell you what your mortgage balance. It'll tell you where your equity currently is at. But yeah, you update this part basically all live for yourself there. That's pretty much it, guys. That's all I can think of for this graph. I know it's a lot, but there's also a little section here for resources. For members InvestiShare, basically the resources is showing you the order in which you should take your courses, how many lessons are currently in it. There's a link right here to bring you there faster. So you can start from the money mindset course to the trading mindset course, then the technical analysis once you got your mindset ready. And soon we're going to have a improved version of the decentralized course coming up. And all the recorded coaching calls, the links will be here as well. The access to the Discord link, click on that there. And if you are just getting into trading and you don't have an exchange just yet, these are all the exchanges that I trust that have a really good reserve, meaning the money is actually there. So these are really safe and trusted exchanges, and the links for them here. Crypto merch and cold storage wallet if you want to start withdrawing some of your profits into cold storage to keep your funds safe. And there's going to be a tutorial soon posted on YouTube with how to basically use a cold storage wallet. I'm going to be unboxing an AliPal Titan so you guys can see exactly how it works. I'm even going to be showing the seed phrase and all that stuff. So it's going to be a wallet that's going to be a dead wallet after that, because who knows what people are going to do with the seed phrase. But anyways, and then there's a little toolbox section here of all the tools that are pretty useful for as a trader. Yeah, so you just click on here, navigate through them, learn about them, and they'll help you quite a bit with your trading journey. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to me in the Discord. I feel like we've tackled quite a bit. I know it's a pretty big journal, but this will help you. I promise you that if you log your trades, it's going to dramatically help you improve as a trader. You guys have yourself an amazing day. Please subscribe and like the video. Share this as many people as you can, and I appreciate your help. Thank you, guys.